Alright, gotta plug in my controller. I think Final Fantasy 14 is pretty good at detecting it. Maybe I spoke too soon. It is not detecting it. Oh, because it's plugging into USB 3. That's probably a problem. So my dev Final Fantasy select. Use. Okay. Whoop. Alright, okay. By Jove, we've done it. My desktop is right now. That's right, yeah, last time we did the Chrysalis, Brita, did the big heroic sacrifice. Oh yeah, I want to talk to Ida, and she was like, I don't feel like talking. Now she does! Maybe. Well, any weapons? So I should probably dispatch my retainer and stuff. This is also meant to be like an introduction to Rowena. We met, we've met her briefly, but when we were doing the corrupted crystal stuff. This is pretty rich coming from the lady who like lives and dies by sending you on random fetch quests. And this means where the funeral was. Oh, but it's in like caves or something, so probably I can't fly over it. Once again,
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
nobody asked you, little lizard. We're having a moment.
Is that what I think it is?
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
I guess yeah, it kind of looks out over Keeper in the Lake, so going down that way just cuts through this big wall of rock that separates the two outer areas around Mordunum. Can we see it again? Classic. You're finally ready to play ball. Now I've got him in my pocket.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken. Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
Oh. So much for the magic barrier, I guess. Primal power. You like being nosy. I had to click over and reselect Final Fantasy, but I accidentally muted it instead. Peptic Dragoon, that's some crazy alliteration. We got bored. Oh, the mic is picking up those construction sounds. I think there's like a handyman working on the apartment downstairs, so apologies. Back we go. I'm not really demanding of you, unfortunately. You disconnected or something? It was really thinking hard. Deep in the tank. Dramatic pause. Dude. I know that guy. I wonder if we get extra dialogue for having done the Dragoon quest. Let me tell you. Hey, we do get custom dialogue. I said, this is the exact same argument in reverse. The dragons probably aren't going to stop at Ishgard. Oh, I guess also Imperial Foothold is good. A good argument as well. What up, buddy? Change professions. You can be the Dragoon again. Back we go.
Alphino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned?
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
All those people.
Alphino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war. But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go. The path we now embark upon is perilous, but I pray you will walk with us to the end. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
I'm watching a guy watching another guy. Guitar time! It's green. Oh, my mistake. He's yellow. What up, real? Huh. Concerning. Angular adventure. Hold on. I get that wrong. Just- We got one. For the Grand Descent. One and a half? Back we go. Again.
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma, and we agree with your assessment.
Then I trust there are no objections to the Crystal Braves' intervention.
Uldar has none.
Gridania does not object.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alphino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
Do not presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but two of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard, not when our own homes are still under siege.
We dare not leave our interests in Cartano undefended as well. Teleji Adeleji and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Aye, support. A handful of men and no more.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
I beg your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords?
The Redditor mode has been activated. Stand down, Alphino.
Crises like these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
My duty is to my country and my people. If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Lest you doubt, Limsa comes first, then the Alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
Get him ass.
Forgive me, Admiral. I was careless in my choice of words.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again. If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces. If we entrust the security of Uldar to the Brass Blades for a time, we can dispatch a larger force to Ishgard. Your Grace?
Yes. Yes, of course. Do what you will.
Would be a sad onion. I guess she looks more like garlic on it.
Is Her Grace not feeling well?
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see. Carry on.
What we do? I don't know, the Steps of Faith was now. I guess it makes sense though, because I don't know when else it would make sense for it. So I feel like we spent a lot of Heavensward not in Ishgard, like out and about. I don't know if there's like a big showdown in this that would be appropriate for subs. Here we are. Wait, there's more. Boy. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, those were supposed to be all the guys that got sent to help. I see. The battle. Why is it looking at me? Nowhere to run.
To me!
Nice. Okay. That was like, how big of an outfit it's gonna be. Oh, causes. Get me out! Thank you. Shambles. The good news is that it's from mostly off cooldown, just walk. Beating him down. Or else. Back down. Big wings. Almost not. Win the race, okay. Win the race happened. I kind of wish there's some more complicating factors going on, either like extra enemies popping up or things you gotta dodge. I mean, something so you're not just sitting there wailing for a while. Just a little extra on that last set. A little bit more peppa. Unless... missing Lalafell. We're on the case. I was just gonna ask if Philomen had seen her. Oh dang, he's busted, huh? Joel's watching too? Man. A hell of an audience. On the overlook. Who overlooking? Battle Totaro. He's zipping. We got double quests. So I can deal with this first, and then that'll give Tataru time to get to Limsa and settle in and try her hand at Arcanist Diff. Always the optimist. Where's my mans? Think they're going somewhere that I should know about? Appropriate distance. Roger. I think I actually need to like tag them all like this as if I was a tank, but you feel better to do it. My immersion. What is it? What class is that? Quiet. One more. I didn't complain about how loud it was, so it must have improved. We're wandering away. Wildred? Wildred? Sure. But first, gotta check in on our girl Taro. What the? Why are there so many postmen? They don't seem to be interactive though. It's a seasonal thing. Kind of ominous. But interesting. Who be Hesting? I can watch her watch crates, I guess? Line me up. I've somehow never been here. Hide behind a bush and watch her. I really do be surveying. Getting an eyeful. No, she got left out to dry by her homie. I was in the neighborhood. A lot of watch. Very watch. Large lot. launch no fight either. Well, close you get the dot. Fancy finish. Alright, this has been taking longer than I thought. I'm glad I didn't just try to buckle down and be like, oh, I'm so close to Heavensward. Guy who doesn't know. I think we're still gonna get there, but it will have to be after this break. But this is a very good point for a break after wrapping up these two little divergent side quests. I assume are going to be what kind of feeds us in. I mean, I know that Finding Ward is the sort of proximate lead into the Crystal Braves unraveling, which then finishes things off and gets us in Heavensward, so I do think we're quite close, but I also think that it's time for a break. So I'll be back in a little while. continue. It's Wilred. 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 And nothing will go wrong. Remember how you were worried about Wilred going missing? We're really in it now. I feel like this yeets us pretty directly into Heavensward too. need to use the Ethernet. I need rather do that than hike all the way through the city. Just speaking personally. Gotta get the small talk. Oh, all right then. No party for me, huh? One more little quest on them. One more quest. Yeah, she's in trouble. She knows. Risky. Question? Probably not showing up for very normal reasons.
O Sultan Tree, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ul has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall. Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
This door should take me pretty close to the adventures. I believe. Yeah, bingo. I guess means that my teleport from earlier was kind of useless. It went like 10 feet. The Ethernet, but oh well. Oh, just used for something. But... what do I gotta do just to get to a banquet? Who knew it was such hard work?
You needn't trouble yourself so. Your grace is most kind, but it is no trouble to me, rather an honor. If your grace is ready, I shall summon the warrior of light. I am.
Everyone looks to be in high spirits.
With good cause.
A common victory may serve to unite even the most unlikely of allies. You've brought us one step closer to a united Eorzea.
Your modesty
A
knows no
sword?
bounds, antecedent. Were it not for your efforts, Sir Emmerich would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he convinces his countrymen to rejoin the Alliance, we shall all reap the benefits, military and economic. I tell you, we are on the cusp of a new era of unity and prosperity. Territorial disputes are all that divide us now. But I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time. And failing that, I'll have my trusty warrior of light box the ears of all concerned. Speaking of whom...
I'm a little possessive there, Alpha now.
She will be joining us shortly. A matter at the quicksand required her attention, but it did not sound serious.
Finally, a feast. Oh, they finally hit us with the several cutscenes we'll play in sequence. Let's settle in, I guess.
Enter. Your Grace, your guest has arrived. Pray, come in, and take your ease.
Tis well that the steps of faith held against the Horde.
And what of the city proper?
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided.
Such noble words after the fact.
I had hoped to speak in the presence of Her Grace, but it seems she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any. Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands. Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with her long-estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one.
Very well.
Is aught amiss?
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon. You wished a word, Yu Hase?
You may go. Your Grace. You must be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion. I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy.
Let's go.
You have seen for yourself the storm of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence. But I will see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few. Yet, that which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations. And even Roban, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground. Thus would I ask you to lend him a steadying hand. You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me? I am truly grateful. More grateful than I can well express. Much of my dread for the coming days has been quieted.
Bro's got the Force. The Shining.
Your Grace! Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead. Poison in her wine? You did this!
Why would I poison her? I'm in the room with her.
Spare us your denials! I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance.
Brother.
I hereby accuse you of regicide. Men, arrest this viper.
Are you sure about that?
Sir, barring a few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control.
And what do you hope to achieve with this mutiny?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander. The salvation of Eorzea.
Treachery!
What is the meaning of this?
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See. I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard.
A surprise attack?
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Lord Commander, we must away.
You have been a most gracious host. I hope that I might one day return the favor. Come, Lucia.
Whatever is going on in there? Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full. Another time, perhaps?
Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire.
Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about?
Look, I may have been under
If
weird
you're
ancient
referring
magic
to that
control.
business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand. I wasn't myself.
Under interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy. We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts. You'd best come along with us.
You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals. Come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
You go too far, Lord Adeleji. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent? You treat the brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us, now.
Is that an order, General? Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient. And you lecture me on personal armies. As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant. I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Kurthus. I do begin to see how the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command.
Wait, goddamn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin?
You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
No! No, this cannot be!
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity. Bring in the prisoner!
This woman stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamu ul Namo and is suspected accessories to the crime. All members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning.
This is madness!
What a pity. Who'd have thought your tale would end like this?
Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison Her Grace was found upon the assassin's person.
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded Her Grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your confederates ample opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine.
How dare you! After all we have done for Uldar!
Hold your tongue, witch! I'll not be ensorcelled! I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield. Oh yes, I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will.
Using things like kindness and compassion to...
And what of your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend. I'll tell you what I think. I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands.
Dude is really just going with the flood the zone approach here.
Now, that is truly ridiculous.
How do you even think of this stuff?
She cannot be dead. Stand aside, Ilbert. I want to see the Sultana.
Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes. For a mercy, the poison took her swiftly. Her handmaiden can attest to that.
This cannot be. Nanamo. No!
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the Syndicate to govern Uldar. But should you wish to help us, General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you. It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden.
I'll bet you will. You more than any man.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
What rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare say her grace was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings.
You would mock her, then mock her from hell!
What?
Sometimes you just gotta take the L for the sake of killing the guy who deserves it.
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow syndicate members. You're one of them. You've been in league with the Scions all along.
You're next, you scheming bastard!
Raban!
Seven hells!
Admiral, we must leave.
Getting too hot.
Ah!
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide. And arrest this traitor as well.
Ilbert, I hope you choke on their coin.
'Tis better than the dirt I've supped on these long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have. You are not the man you once were, Raban. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile. She took the mad bull and cut off his balls, and a bull that cannot rot is fit for naught but slaughter. Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? It was me.
You die! I never doubted you, not for a moment. But there is more to this than I yet understand. Flee this place. Clear your names. find out who is behind this plot. It is the only way. Now go!
Ah, there you are.
Thancred! Where have you been?
Avoiding the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers. When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation. 'Twould appear that much of the city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all.
The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion?
The careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces. I am inclined to agree with the General's insistence that a deeper plot exists here.
So, would I be right in thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like?
Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
Sometimes it's just about the moral victory. Feels good.
The Sultana's assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets. And though we did not share poor Nanamo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge?
Where indeed, we may safely assume that our foe has thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Forgive me for stating the obvious, but our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Ul'dah. Happily, I believe I can provide one. Papa Shan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace. If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Nanamo's chambers conceals the entrance to a tunnel. It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations.
The rest of you go on ahead. I'll handle this lot.
By yourself? I suppose I shall just have to join you.
Crystal Braves too, huh? Now this should be interesting.
Ida! Papalimo!
We will hold our pursuers here. Hurry, now! Find this tunnel of Thancred's.
Minfilia, we cannot linger.
Now look what you've done.
dear, are you all right? There are just too many of them.
I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you?
Nearing the end of my tether.
This is so stupid. We're the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, the ones who stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it.
And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken.
Sorry I dragged you into this, Papalymo.
'Tis hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it will be the last. Let them have it, Ida!
I was hoping you'd say that.
Even this far back, there's some really good choreography. The fight with Raubon and Ilberd was also really good. They're making it look good when they have the time. I mean, obviously they've got a lot of scenes where they just kind of have to go by the numbers. It's cool to see what they can do when they
I never knew
put
such a
more oomph in it.
watercourse existed beneath Uldar.
The architecture is of the Sildine style, if I'm not mistaken. The ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape.
This way!
Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I'd hoped.
You two, go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this.
What do you mean to do?
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
Fear not, antecedent. You haven't seen the last of these fair features.
My friends.
Leave us!
What is the plan, milady? Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor.
Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads. Though I cannot say I relish the thought of being entombed with you for all eternity.
You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance? This is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady!
'Tis done.
Forgive me, Mitra.
Farewell.
Heidelin, she speaks to me. No. I must remain behind, but you cannot stay with me. Please, you must go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the realm. As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit. You must escape and save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness. Tis the only way.
Oh, that's right. Pippin helps us out.
I am glad to see you safe, my friend. What of the others? Damn that man! Teleji played me for a fool! I thought the Crystal Brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
There will be ample time for soul-searching later. For now, we must put some arms between us and Ul'dah.
This guy.
Well, would you look who it is? Need a ride? I doubt it'll be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if I have anything to say about it anyway. Let's not dawdle, eh? All aboard!
With Alphino on board, no less. Really, the return to the opening. Pretty fun.
I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favour. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Ul'dah, and likely needed a helping hand getting away.
They're very well informed.
I think
Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were. Aye, and judging by them soldiers as were pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon. Ha! Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
I had thought to look out for Alize, but would appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things.
And who might you be, young sir?
Pippin Terrapin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames. I had been on the Alamegan front these past few moons, but an urgent communication called me back to Uldar. Scarce had my boots touched the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers, and came across Master Alfino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified. The blame plainly lies with the Monitarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity...
Was that Pippin, you said? Ain't that the name of General Alden's lad?
Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. 'Twas only as we were leaving Uldar that I learned of father's fate. Once I have seen you a safe distance away, I mean to return to the city and extricate him from this madness.
Then you needn't travel no further than Blackbrush. Our fugitives have a friend waiting for them there.
Have we?
I dreamed of bringing about Eorzea's salvation, but in the end, 'twas I who needed saving.
Yeah, can't win them all. Well, the Sid assist. The goat. What a lad. Raban, literally so cool, he had to shave off some of his coolness into a small boy. We're not kidding, this is like a solid 30 minutes of cutscenes, at least. They do not deploy that warning lightly. I forget if we get credits at the end of the patch cycle, or if we just jump straight into Heavensward at some point. I do not remember where they make the cut at all, so kind of bowling ahead until it happens.
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault, and 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper. The Temple Knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard, and to place the city under a perpetual state of alert. How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment. Yet we must not bemoan our misfortune. Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dah, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard. As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished. But do not despair. You are not without allies. You are more than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray, think of it as a new headquarters of sorts, the falling snows or some such. All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from House Fortom. For once, the Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor. Agents of Ul'dah will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed, until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence. You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind. But let us dwell no more on this. Pray, join the rest of your companions. 'Tis bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
Got companions? Friends in cold places? Several cutscenes. Good heavens. assume this is the finale to credits. The next quest is Heavensward. Oh yeah. Urianger here too? Speaking of random people who weren't accounted for. Yugiri face reveal. So small.
"'Tis all my doing. I believed myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes. And look what that arrogance has wrought. I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves and even the Scions themselves as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm. But in my headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid no heed to the ground upon which I trod. The salvation of Eorzea. What was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I could rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? That I could defeat the Empire and the Ascians, and find homes for every refugee? Oh yes, I was so very clever. Become a guardian of Eorzea, I implored, and sat back to watch my perfect army cleanse the land of chaos. It was all but a means to feed my own vanity. Only when all is lost do I finally realize the truth.
Oh, Alfino.
So, Master Alfino, are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you? What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit.
I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go?
Alfino, if I may? Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
You are right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Orchefon. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians. The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity. Let us then resume our journey, together, one step at a time.
You get credit. I don't want to move through them a little bit. It wasn't that long ago we got credits earlier. I think now is when we get the new voice cast? I don't remember when they changed it off. I haven't noticed the change, and I remember last time I was playing it being really noticeable between things. But maybe it already happened. Maybe it was the Realm Reborn into post-patch. Epgar is a very familiar sounding name for and we like barely made it in Heavensward. I'll do like maybe 1 or 2 quests before we wrap up, just so that I can get in there a little bit. I also forget how everything gets started. I don't want to see that again. And yeah, I have no idea how long Heavensward will take to get through. I assume a pretty good while, honestly. I feel like they've had a pretty standard length for expansions basically the whole time. It's probably fairly involved. I kind of remember the vague beats, but not a lot of the specifics. Yeah, I don't know if like will I be able to move through like a zone per session or something? Who knows? I do like that they put credits after a lot of the, I mean after the expansions, but also after the post patches, just because it seems like a cool way to let your credits be sort of like live updated. I feel like with an ongoing game like this one, it can be hard to say like who worked on what when, because you know you probably have a lot of people coming and going over the years and years this game has been running. So getting a chance to periodically check in and say, here's who was doing this stuff with this, seems like a nice opportunity. You kind of get almost like periodic check-ins to be like, hey, who was doing programming? Who was in charge of this sort of planning? Who was doing that? But I assume some of that has changed over time. Meet a cool version of answers. It would just be the main one on. Sweet Yokitaka mono art. Oh yeah, it's like we're in testers, so we gotta be moving towards the marketing, and then I think it's corporate is usually the tail end of it. Actually, I'm just probably skip from here. Or I skip the whole thing. Can't actually. Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm hurting people. They're watching.
All has been arranged as you desired, my lord.
True, mastermind. Why does he just make a weird noise? Now Bond's got to start working on his one-handed push-ups. Prison routines. Rhyming. Oh, they drop this on you now? They really leave this bun in the oven. I thought they were a lot more coy about Thancred working with them, though. Not Thancred, Urianger.
Thou thinkest sanctuary lieth beyond. Delusion, despair, death. Thou shalt find naught else here.
They said the thing. Do we get the new quest except Tingle too?
The dawn's light will shine again. So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything. You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and set things right.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Orchiffon.
Full well do I understand your desire to clear your names. But now is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely. There is no need to act alone.
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
I bring tidings. Count Edmont has decreed that the three of you be taken in as wards of House Fortin. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper. Pray, consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed. Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
The Count is a good man and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero and dear friend deserves.
To Ishgard, then. Together. There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Here, here!
We're in there. Well, we're not in there yet, but we're on our way to get in there. Speed to the gates. Yeah, what titles do I have? Good defender, actually. You defend Eorzea from time to time. It's been known to happen. City!
And so they came, at a friend's behest.
Alfredo got clothes.
Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came.
I forgot about this framing device too, but I like it.
To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Kurthus. A great and proud nation, devoted to Helone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace. Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and her companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change. Though none knew then how great.
I just tell you this, Edmund narrating all this. Fine. We'll get to see the title card. I'm probably just gonna go touch all the Aetherites and then call it there. Nope. Not talking to you, sir. You will advance the plot. I have crystals to touch. This is giant though, it's gonna take me. Oh, but thankfully I have the power of Jog on my side. Also, I guess, frankly, knowing my way around from playing before. I do remember this being a very confusing city for a long time when I was for Heavensward. Like, figuring out how to get where I wanted to go was a lot. And it still has aspects. I think I just don't spend a lot of time on the upper level, and so I get into a lot of trouble there with, like, where do I go? How do I do this? Stairs down here somewhere that go up into the inn, right? They're right there. Blocked off. Oh. Or is it? It might be extra. Yeah. I'm just full of it. Speaking of this place being confusing, there's a way from this back alley into that inn, like around the bend here. Oh, that's right. It's this way. The big height difference. It is cool seeing how vertical this design is. It feels like it fits in really nicely with the sort of themes of flight and things like that. It's the Dark Knight? B, what up? Always a charmer? Could join you. All together. Fortunately, Dark Knight is a bajillion levels behind, so I don't really want to level anything now. There's a lot of classes that I think are fun, but for the purposes of keeping things moving in here, I think sticking to ones that are already on curve is probably for the best. I could probably just level off stream, honestly, if I really wanted to, but I don't think it's that big. I don't care enough to put in that kind. Hey, what's up? Dang, long time no see. How's it been? We made it to Heavensward. I'm actually about to hop off after I finish touching all the Aetherites. Yeah, I'm mostly just trying to keep going through the game because I want to start Final Fantasy 15 after this. Angie. New Angie. What did you do such a thing? Oh yeah, sorry. I don't know what to say. I've been running for like 3 hours. You had your chance. I'll be back at some point. I don't know when next. Probably around this time next week, honestly. But I do kind of want to get through Heavensward, so I might try to step it up a little bit more into a couple streams a week or something. I've enjoyed this, but I do want to move along, like I say. Yeah, we're Heavensward now. Finally. I forgot how long it took, like all the cutscenes and stuff at the end of the patches. I was like, surely I'll just get to Heavensward in like the first hour of the stream, and then I'll really get to kind of dig into it a little bit. And I was like, no. When they said several cutscenes will play in succession, by God, they meant it. Oh yeah, there's like... Getting there. Up down here? Well, not right, but... Ooh. Heyo! Parkour. Yeah, they've got I mean, to be fair, they've got a lot of stuff that they're trying to put into motion at once, so I get it, but it is some talking. It is talking time. Like, just put the controller down and step away. Dark Knight quest. Yeah. But it's all good stuff. I'm glad now to be back into Heavensward where it's a little bit more kinetic. It's losing. Absolute virtue. Or conditional virtue, I guess, is the name of the minion. No, anima. Okay. I think it's the same model, or very close to it. They got me good. Oops. I might want to stop. By Jove, we've done it. Okay, I was actually gonna see if they're like I didn't think they would let me get into the Furthest Western Highlands immediately, but I was like, I don't know, maybe there's just a weird oversight. You can just walk out. No. Alright, I'll talk to the House 4 Tom Man servant. Let's talk to Alfino. To Tara. No, I clicked on the wrong. Good thing I have Aetheryte access. Where's me? The good one. Where's your phone? Where's your phone? Like there's a vast divide in the experiences of the rich and the poor in this. I'm sure it won't be a thematic. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. I gotta go eat dinner and do other stuff, but thanks for pulling up. Good to see you again. And hopefully I can be doing more in the future. Anyway, until next time.